Hi everyone, and welcome back to my wine diary, the channel where everything is wine related. This marks our second video of the Unwind series, where we just talk about very important life topics and drink some wine. I'm having my wine today with a stemless glass, which is a little unusual for me, but my wine, which is right behind me right there, was in the fridge for a long time, so I need to warm this baby up. So let's go ahead and dive right in. As you have already seen from the title of this video, today we will be talking about becoming a brand ambassador, how to do it, what not to do, what to look forward to, and just highlighting a few things that you must know about. Before we start, I would really like for you to subscribe to my channel. Subscription here is completely free on YouTube, as you already know, so that subscribe button is right down below, as well as a little bell for your notifications to come through when I post my new videos. So please subscribe to this channel. You're helping me out. I'm helping you out with some fun new content every week. So let's collaborate and do this together. With the current world of social media, becoming a brand ambassador has become very, very popular. As you already know, there are plenty of people out there who call themselves influencers based on the amount of their subscribers or followers, however you want to call them, throughout very many different social platforms. I will be focusing on Instagram today. So this is the platform that I have the most experience with. I have worked with multiple brands being their brand ambassador. I currently am still an ambassador for a couple of brands, so this is what I wanted to talk about. I decided to break this video into 3 parts, and all 3 parts are equally important for you if you consider becoming a brand ambassador. So part number 1 will cover the homework that you need to do on your end. Part number 2 will show you how to actually approach a brand and what to do. And part number 3 would be how to follow with the rules and how to really do it after you become a brand ambassador. So the one fundamental problem that I think a lot of people have nowadays is that they think that becoming a brand ambassador is just an easy peasy thing to do. You don't need to do much, and people will just be giving you money for free and products to try for free, and that's it. So there is a lot of homework, and there is a lot of work in general related to brand ambassadorship. And if you want to be good at it, you really need to follow a few must steps. The very first thing that you need to think about is, of course, getting yourself an Instagram page. So if you still don't have an Instagram account or any social media account, if you're relating to a different social platform a little bit better, make sure to get it. That's how brands will reach out to you. So here's the homework that you need to do on your end. Make sure to develop your page nicely. Developing your social media platform is so important. That is your resume. That is your face that brands will be looking at to decide if they want to work with you or not. So first of all, build your followers. Make sure that people follow you, and that really means that you need to have a theme to your page. Have a solid theme. Stick to 1 or 2 things. Don't jump all over the place, posting cat videos one day and then some workouts the other day, and then traveling on day 3 and maybe something else on day 4. So try to stick to a niche. So just like with YouTube, just like with any other platform where you want to reach some certain amount of followers, you want to make sure to stick to the theme. So pick the theme. If it's a fitness account, make sure to stick to fitness and maybe healthy eating. If it's yoga, then dig into yoga and maybe some spiritual aspects of it. If you have a travel page, then just make it relatable to travel and say food again. So something, maybe 2 topics that totally are in line with each other, and stick to that. I have a bad experience of switching themes on my Instagram page, which, by the way, the link to my personal Instagram will be down below. It is now a wine-related Instagram page as well. I don't have that many subscribers, but for a lot of people, that's quite a lot. So I have over 3,000 subscribers on Instagram right now, and I actually used to have more. And here's why I'm bringing this up, is because I actually lost a lot of subscribers because I switched the theme of my page. So years back when I just got the page, and I've had Instagram since day 1, since it launched basically. So back then my theme was yoga. I was going through a yoga certification program to become a registered teacher. So I was incredibly into yoga and everything yoga related. So I've gained a lot of followers by being consistent with my posts. I try to make them very unique. That's another tip for you. Be unique with what you do, or at least try to be. Do not copy somebody else. That will not bring people to your page, because you're just stealing somebody's ideas. So try to be unique. Be very consistent with your posts. So don't just go missing in action for a couple of weeks and then all of a sudden, hey, here I am, here's my post. So try to post a couple of times a week, at least, I would say. People want to see consistency. Think about it. Every time you open your Instagram, you want to see something interesting and you want to see it on a consistent basis. So that is my number one advice for you. Going back to my page though, what I was trying to say here is that switching from yoga to a different topic for me a couple of years ago when I was going through a divorce, and I just didn't quite feel like I was relating to my yoga theme of the page, I switched it into fitness. Those were workout posts and videos, healthy eating, and I gained even more subscribers at that point. But my yoga people started slowly fading away, so to say. So people subscribe to you because of a specific theme that you have. So once you switch that, or if you're not consistent with it, people will go as well. So now that my life is evolving again, I am switching from fitness content to wine content on my Instagram page. And I see that although I do get new subscribers because of consistency and a certain narrow theme that I have and being unique, I also see my fitness subscribers and old yoga followers slowly going away. Take that as an example, as a life example for you, that you really need to stick to a theme, be consistent, and make sure to try and be unique, not like everybody else. And by that, it could be your content, such as pictures could be a little unique. It could be your presets or maybe editing that you use for your photos and videos. It could be the way you put captions together. Maybe it's something funny, maybe it's something very informative, so make it unique, or it could be anything else in between. So try to be unique. Whilst we're still in this homework stage of this video, something that you need to do even before you consider becoming a brand ambassador, I want to talk about your actual followers. So once you see that you started gaining followers and they come on pretty steady basis, so you see how your number of followers continuously crawl up, I want you to bring some engagement into your followership or into your audience. So every time you post something, if one or two of your followers comment on your post, make it a must for yourself to respond. So that creates some engagement. Ask people something. So when you post a new picture or a new video, in that caption, maybe ask a question which will prompt them to engage with you and leave a comment down below for you. So try to keep that engagement flowing. You definitely want to keep your audience involved. This is something that brands look at absolutely for sure. So they don't just look at the number of followers that you have, they also see how engaged your public is. There are many different tools right now that brands can use to see how engaged your page is. So they can see how people respond to your photos and videos, they can see how many people leave comments, how many people click on something within your, say, Instagram story. So all of that is very easy to check on the brand side right now. So if you're not creating that engagement with your audience, how are you going to be selling their product or representing their product well? That would be a question mark for them. So create engagement, make sure to get your audience involved, and create that solid content. It takes time. Be patient with it. All of those very big people on Instagram right now, it took them years and years to create that. Even me with my 3-something thousand followers, it took years. And I really should have been more consistent with mine too, maybe not switching themes left and right. But you know what? Life happens. So just know those points, go through them one by one, try to be unique, consistent, make sure to engage your audience and get them involved in comments down below. Another extremely important point to add to the homework part of this video to get yourself ready to become a brand ambassador. Seriously, remember this for years and years to come. Do not, I repeat, do not buy followers. I feel like this ugly trend is finally leaving the social media industry, but it's still present. People still buy followers, people still buy likes. It happens. I've made that mistake before. I did it. I will be very honest with you. Back in the days, I was absolutely mesmerized by, oh, how many people love my video, how many people love my photo. So yes, I've done it. It does not bring you anywhere closer to your goal of becoming a brand ambassador or even becoming more popular on Instagram or any other platform. Buying followers is not only a waste of your money, it will actually look bad when brands see that your followers are not organic, when your comments and likes are not organic. When I tell you that there are tools for brands to check on all of that, just trust me, they have options to check on every single individual and their page and see if those followers were bought or did they actually subscribe organically. And needless to say, not only that it's a waste of money because it's not going to help you as the brands will figure out those are not organic followers, it also doesn't bring you any engagement. So of course, people who are just there to mark the number up for you because you paid for it are not going to be commenting on your pictures. They're not going to be engaging in your stories and clicking on things. So that is just dead audience or dead number, so to say, that will make your followers count to look bigger, but really not going to help you at all. Money waster, meh, absolutely no. So now that we've built our audience, now that we've built our followership and our page looks great, you're consistent, you're sticking to a theme, you're trying to be unique, involving your followers in comments below, in your stories and whatnot, putting different polls on your stories, maybe ask me type of boxes so they can ask you questions. Once all of that is done and you're on your path to success here, there comes the second part of this video. How do we actually choose someone to work with? Do brands come to us? Do we reach out to them? What do we do? Well, the answer is both, really. So if you have that in mind, that eventually you want to become a brand ambassador, start your research. So start looking at pages that potentially you may want to work with. So say if you are a yoga related page, then start looking at different yoga brands. Maybe it's something like Lululemon. Maybe it's something else yoga related. I don't even know, kind of brain freezing right now. But do you see what I'm saying? So if it's a fitness oriented page that you have, start looking at options that you might be interested to collaborate with. So maybe it's some, I don't know, supplements companies or workout clothes companies. So think about that. And to me, when it came to brand ambassadorships in the past, I always thought about things that I buy for myself or things that I use on a daily basis. Who could I collaborate with to not buy those things anymore or get them with a big discount? So say while I was extremely big in fitness, working out every single day, sometimes a couple of times a day, I would take my pre-workouts, I would take my protein shakes after my workout. So that took a lot of money. And I thought to myself, I'm like, I buy all of the stuff that I take and I like it. Why don't I find them on Instagram? Sure enough, they have a page and maybe we can collaborate. So that's how I did some research, and I've been an ambassador for a company that does supplements based in New York City. Or New York State, rather. New York City was their big audience too. So we worked together for quite a few years, and some things they would be sending to me for free, some things they were giving me a discount for and whatnot. And then I worked with Pure Vita bracelets, for instance, when I was in my yoga stage of the page creation or page atmosphere, so to say. So I figured, okay, well, as a yogi, I like all of the yogi hippie looking things. So Pure Vita bracelets at that point were hiring ambassadors. So I reached out to them. They made me fill out an application. It's very different from company to company. Some companies are super easy. They reach out to you, they offer something to you for free, and then you get to say yes or no. Some companies make you apply, fill out some forms like an application for becoming a brand ambassador. And then they look at your page and consider you. A lot of times it goes on to step number 3, where you actually have a conversation with someone as well. So in my case, every single brand that I worked with, except for Pure Vita bracelets, actually had a phone call with me as well, where we discussed, well, tell us, what do you think you can do for us to promote our brand? And here's who we are for you to better understand us. Once you've discovered brands that you want to work with, but no one has reached out to you yet to collaborate and work together, what do we do then? We then get off our butt and contact those relevant companies ourselves. This is very important. Don't just sit on your butt and wait for someone to reach out to you and give you free things and pay you for something that you would be doing for them. You need to take your future in your own hands and reach out to those relevant brands yourself. So on this note, let's discuss how to reach out to someone. If a company has a website, a lot of times under careers or under opportunities, they will have some contacts for you to reach out to. If you want to reach out to them through Instagram, you can do that as well through a direct message. What you absolutely must remember is that just like any other job, your brand ambassadorship program will be either paying you or will be giving you free things to use. So technically you need to treat that as a job. So maybe it's a part-time job, maybe it's not a full-on commitment. But if you're expecting something from those companies to come to you, you need to make sure to sell yourself properly as well. So here's what I mean by that. The worst mistake that you can make reaching out to a brand for a collaboration is to tell them in a DM message or in a DM on Instagram, hey, I'm this and this, let's collab. What does that even mean, let's collab? That word is so vague that brands will get confused. They will not understand, what do you mean by that? Just like with any other job that you're applying for, you need to sell yourself to the brand. You need to bring something to the table for them and show them that this is what you can do in order to help their company grow and promote their product. So make sure that when you reach out to them, absolutely include every single thing that you could be doing for them. So say if you're reaching out to them on Instagram, mention your YouTube channel as well and tell them that you can cross-use the two platforms to promote them. So never send just a simple message saying let's collab or do you need a brand ambassador, especially if your followership is not even that high, the numbers are not that high. Brands nowadays have people with millions, hundreds of thousands of subscribers and followers. So trust me, if you're just starting in this, and no one is reaching out to you to work with you and send you something for free, if you reach out to the company yourself, you have to sell yourself. So be very, very professional. Treat that as a job as well. So sell yourself as if you were to sell yourself to any other company hiring you. Always be professional. After you've followed all of the previous steps and now you have a beautiful page that is very consistent, very unique, and your followers are still growing, you've contacted some of the relevant brands that you want to work with, you sold yourself, you made sure that brands saw the value in you to be their brand ambassador, now you actually are a brand ambassador. What do we do now? Companies differ in their guidelines and their communication with brand ambassadors. Some let you go completely on your own, kind of just letting you do your thing. Others have very strict guidelines and they really want you to follow certain campaigns that they have. They are staying very much in touch with you throughout every single month or every week maybe. So they always try and help you. Depends on the company. There is no blanket type of rule here. It really all depends. The company that I work with right now called Frey Skincare is probably the most organized brand that I've ever worked with. Every single month, they literally send us an ambassador magazine through our emails, where they break things down day by day, what kind of campaign they will be having from this date to this date of August, and this date to this date they will be having something else, so that you have an idea that throughout the month there are different campaigns coming, there are different discounts on different products. They also suggest certain ways for you to sell it to your public. They suggest certain posts, maybe some wording for your captions. They do some webinars with successful brand ambassadors where they teach you how they reach success. Again, every company is very different. So if you work with a company that's very organized, follow their guidelines. It's making your life easier. If you're working with a company that's kind of letting you do things on your own, that is also okay, but don't go missing in action after you received one free product from them. So you want to make sure, if you have in mind to keep this relationship ongoing and continuous and long term, you need to continuously put some work into it. So understand your company's guidelines is very, very important. So ask them, what do they expect from you? You know, make sure to tune in and see what other ambassadors are doing. Look at their page and see what they promote on a certain week of the month. The next point for me is a no-brainer. Once you're already an ambassador to the company, you want to shoot some interesting content. So make sure that you use a decent camera. It's not all blurry. Maybe edit it with some light and brightness and saturation. So make sure that your posts are catchy and they're quality-like. A brand does not want to see some crappy post with their product in it. And one more thing that I definitely want to bring up is do not oversell. Remember that those followers subscribe to your page for a reason. They might appreciate the fact that you work with a brand, but they definitely don't want to see it every single day on your feed or in your stories. So do not oversell whichever brand you actually represent. Don't post too much of your promo codes. Trust me, followers don't really like that. So try to plug it in here and there at the right time, but don't oversell it. I can literally talk about this topic for hours and hours and hours. It is very relevant to me because I have done it before, done it successfully, still working with a few companies. I will actually link the company Frey that I'm currently working with. I'm also now reaching out and working with a few wine brands as well. A few wineries are sending me things to promote. So please follow me on Instagram and see how I do it there as well. But these are your basic guidelines as of what to do and what not to do when it comes to becoming a brand ambassador. So make sure to do your homework, then reach out to people you want to collaborate with if you still hasn't gotten that DM saying, hey, we'll send you some things for free, work for us. So if you haven't gotten that yet, reach out to them yourself. That's not a big deal. Present yourself professionally. And once you got what you wanted, follow the guidelines, keep it interesting, and do not oversell. So if you follow all of these rules, I would say things should be great for you. You should be a great brand ambassador for whatever company you work with. Remember that you don't want to represent too many companies either. It's very contradicting if you're representing too many companies. So say if Nike reached out to you, maybe don't become an Adidas ambassador as well, because those are not only two competing companies. You kind of contradict yourself. A true ambassador sells when he or she shows that he really likes that brand. So you need to make sure that your followers believe that you enjoy it so much that you're trying to promote it and let the others try it as well with your discount code. If you promote too many brands or too many companies, that may come across as if you're just there for the commissions and you really don't care about your audience. You just want them to buy stuff with your discount code. And brands don't appreciate that either. So they don't really like to see that on your page you're promoting all the time and you're working with this brand and this brand, and now here you go, you want to work with them as well. So try to have a narrow niche when it comes to your brands as well. This is everything that I had for you today. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and you found it useful, or at least some of the things that I've mentioned you found useful for you in the future to become a brand ambassador. If you have any questions, I would really love for you to leave your comments down below. It's down below also where you can subscribe to this channel. Let's not forget that, helping each other out, remember? And click on that little bell for notifications to come through. I will link my Instagram page and also the company Frey, the skincare company that I work with, so you can check them out in a description box down below. This is our Unwind series where we drink wine and talk about life topics, and this is the second video. I would love for you to check out my very first one, which was about a work burnout and what to do with yourself and with the situation if you're burning out at work. So check that one out as well, and I can't wait to see you guys and talk to you in the comments down below later. Thank you, and until next time, cheers.